To ask for help Sao. I haven't lost my mind yet. To the extent to steal the military secrets of the Han dynasty. Hear these words. He looked helpless, surprised, unable to speak. Tim Moy tone, determined to continue talking if it was like. So I'm queen. It's imperative that we find the most accurate path. Please don't throw it away. I hear that. He sighed for a moment and replied, I know. I accept your request. Queen of Timoti Palace. Timothy looked at the wind. She laughed and thanked the emperor. Then Exile took the hand of Timothy, saying, I assure you, Han dynasty will for the city-states of his colonies. Try my best. I'll do my best for you. Let's get through this rough patch together. To obtain victory in combat. After that, he kissed Tim Mo's hand. As a promise to you. I heard that, Tim said happily. Yes, your majesty. Robin stood outside and saw it all. He turned his back and left. The system informs that, winning the first battle of Han Dynasty Hungry War with the Baesinan Bomb Clan. Layout in the Kai land settlement, there is also a transformation. The imperial court requested the annexation of the Han Dynasty. Ask for protection. Your Majesty accepts. The first edition of the Han Dynasty for the first time to get the amplification. Under the active encouragement of Liu Feng and Tim Modi. Army home on time. Established under the rule of the Han Dynasty. The Han Dynasty was also dedicated to helping. To carry weapons of science and technology is always mixed for Jazan use. Upgrade technical training equipment. In addition to the active support of the congressmen and the beast race, the fighting power of the Han Dynasty once again rise to excess. At the training site squeezing the bowstring. One shot by arrows. Little girl release her hands, the arrows flying forward. Accurately aimed at the head of the wooden figure Ba. Happy to ring the string. Liu Feng's voice came. Not bad at squeezing strings. It's a good day. To hear the joyful squeezing voice of the young master. Standing in the spaceship. Waving to the girl below. Ask to call your sister. To the command room on an untethered flight. Okay, a while later. Both of you go to the command room and sit down. He asked hard and pressed the rope. You've been training for a long time, right? Pressing the kneading rope to hug the windshield is not hard. Seriously asked the young man. Is the enemy has a new dynamic SAO? The owner replied no, nothing yet. After adventure with Tim Mohi Poa. The kidnapping mission was abandoned. But I have a favor to ask you. Pressed the head to ask what is. Save the Wind Express. After exchanging intelligence with Tim Modi, I assumed that. Bombay family. You can't just send a vanguard to explore. Enemy situation. The land is very large. Next we meet the enemy sneaking. There is no movement on the side. It's really bizarre. That's right, J. A. I agree. Right. Benfield doesn't seem to have done anything lately. Save recommended background, so I hope to borrow the power of the ostrich. Exploration of adventure territory. Unintended events appear. Hear that his sisters J.A. agree. It doesn't matter what. Let us go. Put your hand on your chin as a reminder. If I guess correctly. You guys, he could fight the soldiers of the Bombay family. Be careful to be safe. If there is a conflict, please contact me first. After receiving the J mission, with some brothers and sisters of the tribe. Immediately on the way, press the wire through the radio to confirm. Please rest assured. Missing GIA. The members of Congress are not willing to accept help. Complete the task. Everyone's flying in line. Across a forest. Because of the cold, the branches of the trees are strong. A reminder to everyone. We're going to the land of adventure. The whole team is on high alert. The others heard the order clearly. Suddenly squeezing the string pointing in one direction down, said, "Everybody look." What it was after looking in the direction she pointed. Jaya immediately confirmed that the army of the Bombay family. The whole team landed in hiding. At the bottom, a small army of the Bombay family on horseback. It's a swearing guy. The mother is also very quick to hide. Army seriously damaged. We can't go on like this. We need to catch them alive today. He suddenly saw it in a corner. There's something slightly white moving. It turned out to be a journey with his followers, using a white cloth to hide in the snow, but they're very quickly taken over by the leader. Bombay Kier commander, detected. I found them in the woods. I can't help but swear. They don't try to hide anymore. Two others take the adventure first. There was a general in front of the Bombays. The soldier urged, "We are here to defend ourselves. Fast conduction, lower retreat." The Bombay Kier also shouted, "Don't let them escape." In the blink of an eye, the name of the Bombay Kier clan has shifted out behind. The general struck down a sword and said, "Even those who support you will not escape." Fresh blood splashed against the white snow. To look at the scene. Then he fell in terror. She screamed for an hour. The squad leader brandished the order. Crossbow preparation. The subordinates immediately raised. The crossbow has been poured elemental. He pulled the trigger. The arrow from the crossbow flew out like lightning and crashed into Your Majesty's arm. Your guard shouts anxiously with a pale face, "Your Majesty." The man then used a machete to cut off the soldier's crossbow. Blue-haired gritted teeth expressed, "Deserve to die quickly. Be sure to protect Your Majesty." The pain of saying no to all of you. In a place on high. Through the binoculars you can see the situation below. And press the wire to report the situation for saving wind. The young man was as expected. The adventurer's army was defeated. She's being hunted by the elite squad of the Bomba family. What should we do now? If you listen, be quiet for a while. Then you speak up. If you die, the situation of the Fabro will be more difficult to stabilize. We have to protect her. The reel says we're going to save her. Can't save the background. Don't fight the Bombay family directly. They can use elemental power. I'm going to send a rescue team together with you. Before that, you just have to stop the enemy. Life is guaranteed for adventure. We are hesitant to express ourselves, but we can do it. Save wind instant, press the wire. I don't distrust you. Pros are important, but for me, your safety and the real thing. That's what I thought first. Hear that? I felt like the wind was rubbing my head. The little red-faced girl silently called the young master. Then she and her sister looked at each other and nodded. You both know it, young man. We will do our best to complete the mission. Waiting for your help. I told him to be careful again. Beneath the elite of Bombay. Still oppressing the group of adventurers, the snowflake leader on his shirt said, I've run out of elemental supplements. This is a hell of a place. They waste so much of our resources. How can you reclaim it from above? He stood from high and looked down at the dangerous adventure. And now she's all alone. The other soldiers almost collapsed. Bombay's soldier reached out his hand and laughed. Don't blame me for being evil. If you blame it, your fate is not good. I now close my face and wonder. This is the end. Jia and the FA arrived in time. Grab her arm and fly high. I wonder if you are Ja. Even though you are dealing with a young man. But the master now wants to help you. Let the queen know if she wants to live. Don't struggle. Just coordinate with us. Adventurers in this situation still laugh ironically. The bird surrendered to the Han Dynasty and Sao. Liu Feng's nose is good. That's what the Bombay elite leader saw. It's amazing. Then give the order. Why fly so fast? Shoot them down for us. His subordinates immediately followed suit. The rain of bullets shot out towards 3 people. But both you and the limb are flexible. I can lean and fly away. Bullets can only pass through without harming the AI of 3 people. The leader of Kier saw that and wrinkled his eyebrows. Something unexpected. Can avoid the high speed of crossbow element. Ironic string crossbow element did Sao. Don't look down on us birds. Pressed chords happy talking. Take the adventure to the back like this. The runner on the ground couldn't catch us. Now the leader of the Kier elite team seems to be angry. 2 crossbows poked out behind him. He gritted the ostrich's teeth. Whether it's humans or animals, don't hide under me. Come down. Let me finish. From 2 bullets, the purple light shot out, from which countless arrows separated, raw flying towards Ba People A. She shouted a warning to be careful. Get out of the way and don't save the user. Press the wire with a shield. But there are countless other arrows, she said. The attack is too strong. J.A. encouraged her to support the rope. Pressed wire confidence reassurance. This type of attack is in front of the bulletproof shield. The missing person gave is not something. But what she didn't expect was the arrow after touching the shield. They then transform into chains and scatter raw. The wire can't react. They're wrapped in elemental chains. Take the one with the wings. She was stunned at what she said. This is the rope. A nervous scream squeezing the rope. Strapped rope can't fly. Should fall to the ground. She's trying to shake something. A instant sex rope Phil firmly pressed rope. Phil immediately hand grab your shirt and press the zipper up. A rope under the weight of 2 people trying to pull up. Edred saw that and shouted, let me go. Quick, lead Phil, run. The girl needs her. Phil also said, just like this, we'll all be caught. A firm determination to hold her warned the Black Yanjia. If you let go, I'll let you die here. The leader of the Bombay team. Keep shooting the continuous stream of light. He laughed and said, run away, Sao. You have too little respect for the power of the elemental lock. There was another rain of arrows coming towards 3 people. And right after that, Alba's locked up. He swears that he deserves to die. They screamed for an hour and then fell to the ground. Everyone is seriously injured and hurt. The name Bombay Kier disdainfully said, Ira, Sao doesn't keep running away. I was bragging just now. It was so fast that I couldn't fight back. Of course, in the depression of the province. Power can only be like that. Is it better to let go early? Lao Tu's ammunition cost less and later suffered less. The little girl's eyes opened with heavy pressure. Kier immediately paid attention to it and complained, I can't believe you're still alive. He came to sit down. Holding the chin-pressed strings threatened such a young age. Your leader is not a man. But if he, I think an uncle like me can be compassionate. That's wrong. Say out all the depressing situation, your own land, or I will give you life without death. His chin was tightened by him. She cried out in pain. I woke up right now to see this situation. Stop screaming, release the rope. The Bombay Kier heard that and laughed. Wake up another one. Don't worry, the next one will be your turn. He then stuck a knife to his neck and pressed the rope. She looked at him and insulted him. You don't deserve. When he heard that, he despised Master Sao. What a disgusting way to call it. But if you didn't coordinate, it doesn't work for you to die. The voice of the screaming man said and stopped. She used her best to break the elemental lock, wearing fresh blood. In the blink of an eye, I don't know what happened. 2 rounds. Element of the name of the Bombay Kier army leader has been impacted. When he turned to look, the string A on the ground soon disappeared. He was surprised. What the hell is that? FC was saved from the Kier name. She gave her hand to jerk her elemental lock. Ra said. B is the SAO elemental power. The shape of her wings seems to have changed. It gets wider and longer. She hugged and looked at the Bombay Kier. It is not difficult to know the secret of operation. The surprised Kier opened his mouth and screamed. How can that be? There is an element of porcelain in the Sao region. Put the string and fill it down against a tree. Her face asked silently. This is the language of the original Sao. It's done. The rest of the words go to hell. J.A. suddenly appeared in front of me, of the Kier elite team leader. He was startled and ordered to shoot. What are you doing there? The subordinates fired their crossbows at Jiha. You're like a ray, constantly avoiding virtuosity. The leader saw that the situation was not right. Press the button to load the element. He bit his teeth thinking his mother. The ammunition's power is running out. Raz-A drew his sword and cut the elemental locks. She smiles, revealing the energy on your armor. It seems to be exhausted. Try this trick. She immediately rushed to the Bombay soldiers. She uses the sword, the new element of force, to realize the element of strengthening. The hunter of the sky, she glided through the itching. Wherever they go, they fall. I watched the whole staff fall down like that. The leader trembled at his feet and lost his strength. No, it's impossible. It's impossible. Situation reversed. Yang Yang, sword on his sharp eyes, coldly said, Now you're the only one left. The Kier was scared to the pale and trembling face. Please wait. We have something to say. That's right, intelligence. I can provide you with intelligence. Give me a life. He pointed at the strange button on his hand. This is the important equipment to help you use the element. Right? You stick the knife to the threat button. Do you have to destroy it? You can die here alone in despair. When he heard that, he was afraid to hold his hand. Too scared, he then fainted. Strangely pressed, he fainted. Jay laughed, of course. His intelligence is very important to us. You just threatened it. Who told him to bully your sister? FC is now running into her sister's lap. Babe embracing foot rope express. I have been all thanks to you. Congratulations. It's good that you also awakened the elemental power. Admiring too. I also want to use this power to help you. If you hear that, laugh. She rubbed her sister's head and said she would wake up too. It's just that the time hasn't come yet. Prest nods hopefully, saying yes. I'll try to heal for a while. Then both of you go on to the next adventure. When I saw that, I was startled to ask, what do you want to do? Untie the elemental chain on the adventurer, Ra said. Not doing anything. I just want to take you somewhere. Before we were the enemy. Your Majesty wants to see you. Prestwire, say more. Come with us to the Han Dynasty for a trip. She had a little frown and tightened her hand for a moment. I finally agree to follow you. At the Han Bridge barracks. After leading her to the front door of a tent. The rope says we're here. Adventurers dare not enter. Let's go ahead and urge you. Your Majesty is waiting for you. Decided to go inside. I just saw her smiling. Your adventure is here. You, on the contrary, seem annoyed. I can't believe you saved me this time. Lead me to this place. You want to see my joke. I didn't notice this attitude of yours. Whatever you want to think. But the Han Dynasty's troops are safe. You can rest assured. Safe sarcasm adventure, SAO. There is only your Majesty. Still so naive. Those people. In front of the evil forces. There is no hope of victory. It's just a small team. They have completely destroyed our army. Take a cup of tea and drink it. But we won. Hear that incredible adventure frowned. Liu Feng continued, it's not just a team. A few days ago also beat back an elite vanguard army. Han Dynasty has power. They can fight the Bombay family. Hold your chin, think and judge. Is to use weapons outside the Kier, SAO. Not ashamed of you. Within a few short months, so much has been prepared. And he's proud to say that it's not just military equipment. People of the Han Dynasty seems to be blessed by the truth. Constantly waking up, a lot of people have elemental abilities. Listening to this, laughing and admiring the truth. People with elemental abilities. You are a lucky man. The Black Knight, we use all our power. They can only survive. Right now. You want revenge? Do you want revenge? That sounds a little surprising. He calmly told her. Han Dynasty can make a deal with you. It teaches you what the conditions are. Put your hands up to express the residual power of the Black Hero. Join the Han Dynasty. Laughing helplessly said. You dare to open your mouth and scream. Save the wind where calmly confident assertion. I'm just for the peace of the land sediment. You'll agree. In my head whispered. Star name my standard identity. There's no other choice. In the end, he won the title of king. I have always been against you. To accept defeat. Adventure with wind capture hand. You claim I'm the leader of the Dark Hero. The Queen of Checkered Shores. Agree to the dealing with the exiled Emperor of the Han Dynasty. The rest of my power belongs to you. The condition is people. Certain we have to get rid of all the intruders from outside. Keep your hands full of determination. You don't have to say. I mean that too. The next battle is the day of the Fadalin's death. Other side, at Fudinen's barracks, he's swinging ROI. Repeatedly hit Tay Jensen's men. It fills him with wounds. Fresh blood stains the face red. Ferdinand was beaten and interrogated. I still refuse to tell the truth. Don't think I can't beat you to death. Tayan seemed tired of sports, it's all true. Hear that? Ferdinand continued to spray ROI, whipped at him, scolding. Talking nonsense. In this world. What props can there be? You don't need a starting element. Tezen Sen was tortured to the point of fainting. Fudina will not order you immediately. Give him water to wake up. Let me keep fighting. He then walked out of Tengsen's cell. He whispered in his heart. There's no way that the ignorant people in the sediments of the colony. Why do we have power that we don't know about? But they are a wake-up call. Whether it's real or fake, they can't help themselves. Conquer this land. I need to attack this place. so that it can become a base of attack on the Kai. Now is not the time to worry about identity. Find Simon for help. Fadlan give the newspaper to the detective. He immediately rode on the road. Ferdinand secretly determined. Can't spend much time here. Give them time to breathe. Forced to quickly defeat the Han dynasty. At the barracks of the Han dynasty, Mina picked up a pen and marked it in red. You have shown me that you are too good. Not expect consistently uniting both the family and the Black Yan. I also looked at you with eyes that sparkled. That's right, the Black Yang and the Zheng family fought for many years. This is an action that no one else has been able to do. Mina exclaimed. It's possible to cast a bronze statue as a memorial. Embarrassed, I don't need it. Copper is very expensive. Mina is happy with this thought. She began to imagine his countless looks. There's no shame. If we can unify the entire land. I think your bronze statue. Built in city centers. Laughing helplessly, he asked, I'm an evil spirit, or SAO. I think I'm very interested in this. Her eyes lit up and asked, Copper statue of young master SAO output, want to? Mina looks the same, you're right. It's also possible to make souvenir objects of the same type. Enlist to compute. Each person in your hand has a young master. He shouted in vain, wait. Want to advertise his emperor? Girls, you've taught yourself the business of global consumption. Right now. A guard comes into the report. Research house in the royal city. Just shipped the new military equipment. At first, I was a little surprised and asked what. Because the guard pulled out the white towel that covered the raw device. And soon the weapons machines appeared. The three people in the room immediately shouted. It's a new weapon. Save wind push chalk direction. Excited to run to see. After a while you claim to be Maxim. Luffy and Tessency have been working on the simulation. It's amazing. Machine gun scan, and the romance of a man. Then, you immediately unplug the communication device. The image of Tessency and Luffy appeared. Mr. Tessency opened the door. Your Majesty has received our new work. That's right, he happily replied. Received it. You two are the gods of the Han dynasty. Yufei laughed and said, due to the lack of full power, because we found the blueprints to reference. It can be easily copied. Just in front of you. It only performs part of the function. The maximum shooting speed is for 100 shots. 1 minute is the limit. We will continue to improve. Praise is already very beneficial. It's enough to deal with Ferdinand. Mina now asked the question. Young master, I don't understand what you're saying. This is a new SAO gun that's better than the SAO kit. It looks very heavy. Normal soldiers can't hold it. Save the confirmation is not wrong. This is not a handheld gun. But it's a large killing machine. Mina heard that and her eyes lit up. You may kill a large person. It's called Maxim SAO. Young master quickly revealed a little let us go. He shook his head and refused to say no. He blinked, looking mysterious. This is our secret weapon. Temporary security. I have a feeling. Very quickly we can see your bold posture. Serving for its fight. I knelt before Ferdinand to report to His Majesty. The army has been reorganized. Farina looked at the soldiers in front of her. This is the entire army the family sent after. Onos hesitated to say yes. The police searched hard, but not finished. Ferdinand was angry. He clenched his hand and brandished a Kai ray. That one blow directly smashed the arms rack in front. He was close to the hateful curse. He is obnoxiously happy. I dare to kill the bravery of my family to this extent. But Ferdinand decided to go to war anyway. He ordered out loud. This time, we must level your territory. His entire team heard the order and shouted out loud. The snow keeps falling. It's all covered in white. Suddenly on a road, white smoke suddenly rises. This is on the observatory. The police discovered this, immediately put up the binoculars and looked closely, through a lens that magnifies military images of. The Fujinan are pulling their troops towards the camp. The guards shouted that there was an enemy. And right after that, he fired the fireworks. The people in the barracks immediately paid attention to the flares. The guard continued to shout, "The cavalry is coming." Is Ferdinand preparing to fight? The soldiers in the bottle immediately assembled. The enemy is about to move in. The wind from the tent also went out. Mina anxiously called the young master, and he calmly said, "Of course, they're here. This time we will definitely. We need to destroy these intruders." Under the snow, Ferdinand's army came to Huang to kill. Because the brothers avenge. They're slashing elemental swords towards Liu Feng's army. Like this time, Liu Feng's soldiers mounted their shields. Support/VA element touch with shield. The attack force seems to be huge. That made the soldiers somewhat unsupportable. It's a little bit backwards. The person behind me immediately reminded me not to back down. Stop them. To appear in time. The sword of the holy light. Cut off the slash from the Fujinan army. Miss Yang Kao said loudly, "Dare to invade last time. The damage done to me this time will be doubled." Gunner kit for shooting. Let the sword down. Right after that, they fired shots at the enemy. Snow on the ground due to the earthquake. From the kit gun that shoots up, cover up the view. How does the Emperor's voice sound? Ferdinand gave a cold smile. After the fog and the snow had gone, he showed the image of his army with a shield. Element supplement that stopped shots from the Emperor's army. There's no hurt. Mina cried out in surprise when she saw that. The rifle's bullets wouldn't break that shield. Mr. Taugen see through communication device. I was surprised to see this scene. Those names. So quickly used the element to reinforce the SAO weapon. He gritted his teeth and ordered to keep shooting. Don't stop Fujinan on the opposite side, grinning and asking. You think you're the only one who knows how to prevent it. Then he waved his hand and ordered the army to move forward. Clean up the enemy. The soldiers next to me were worried. Please comment. This shield we can't shoot through. Souls TI Captain, how Souls TI answer? Your Majesty in the back continues. We can't go back. JA with Felsi flying high. Look down without worrying. It's over. The ground troops have fallen into battle. Push the wire through the radio to ask the young master. The birds were attacked from the air. Ground team rescue. To prevent waiting for the wire to be pressed. Don't rush, Tuzenzi happily ask. Your Majesty, it's time to use the keyer. He nodded and said no wrong. Great play is coming. You shout out, Maxim. The words just finished. Maxim's new military machine is launched. The Kampa soldiers turned their heads to remind. Your Majesty, in the distance, there seems to be a weapon that has just been released. Fadlan confidently protect. There are no bullets. We can break our elemental shield. Smiling so cold. So, enjoy the taste of the rain of bullets. Stop talking and give the order to shoot. Soldiers under orders to fire immediately. Maxim a shower of bullets shot out. Ferdinand didn't know its power and went on. Yang's sword ordered to try to defend and continue the attack. The rain of bullets came. Ferdinand Yang's soldiers carried up to stop him. But the unexpected happened. The bullet hit the shield, and then right through there, and pinned it straight to the soldier's head. The shield was also broken. When you look at this, you are surprised. Just like that, his elemental replenishment shield is disabled. The rain of bullets is coming. In an instant, more than half the troops were injured. Ferdinand couldn't believe it. A soldier urged his majesty, "Our battle line is broken up and run." Here soldiers were also pierced by Maxim bullets. Who fell down? He grabbed Ferdinand's arm. "Remind your majesty, let's run." To use the radio to report the missing family. The enemy is destroyed, the other half has retreated. Are we chasing? Tozensi looks at the results of his research. Then Long's humor boomed. Maxim's real battle power is even stronger. With our plan, it's not a shame, is the power of high-quality engineering. Mina expressed, the young master's secret weapon is indeed beneficial. I also went to help. This time we need to destroy the intruder. Sei Feng explained, Maxim is an automatic gun with a high rate of fire, high damage speed. But at the same time, it's heavier than an assault rifle. So it's not the right weapon to fight. We can't chase because we protect. We definitely need to be careful. Mina bowed her head and said yes. Immediately saved the order to loudly order DG. Thoroughly destroy the intruder. Mina reunites with the Emperor Ti. Two people split the action, as well as the same response. Wait for our good news, master. The soldiers of Ferdinand shouted loudly. Discovered. They're over there. Hurry up. Taking advantage of the terrain of the blizzard, to run as fast as flying, give a name a chuang and back. It startled them so much that they could not turn back. She raised her thumb to the ground, then clapped his chest and said, I should have regretted having originally invaded this territory. Mina rushed to ask the emperor, Have you found Fadlan yet? I don't know if they are soldiers with you. Linda Food is sad 7 Hope says the same. We take the opportunity of the snowstorm to flow very quickly. I heard that, so I clenched my hand and my face exasperated. We deserve to die 6 times. Go back to the recent area. I don't believe I found anything. Mina agreed to reply and stay in touch. At this time, the man is hiding behind the snow. Gathered into a large mass, he held his breath, sweating in the freezing winter. After Mina and the emperor had evacuated, he rushed to the hideout of the Ferdinand to report the situation. The enemy will not give up. 6 checks are coming soon. We've got to get out of here fast. Ferdinand asked the brothers. How are the brothers? The soldier with a sad face. Worry about reporting the situation. Your Highness, the brothers scattered everywhere to draw the fire. For the sake of protecting your majesty. Even if only people, we must also leave this place. Hearing that, Ferdinand became angry. He held his hand close to the voice. God damn it, can we leave this place? The brave men of the Bombay family will never back down. Annette clinging to the shield, the expression on his face said desperately. Your Majesty, the fighting situation is now. The Ferdinand turned around. His face is dark. Eyes full of determination said, There's no way. You can only ask for help from the boss. Now the intelligence needs Ferdinand's help. Transmitted back to Simon's camp. Chief Simon shouted angrily. What did you say? The subordinate holding the telegram read the contents of it. His Highness Ferdinand leads the avant-garde. Are experiencing heavy 7 losses in the depression. Through your request for help. Simeon angrily snatched the letter in his servant's hand. And then he yelled at the bastard.